Hello, everybody. It is I, Ray, of Something Strange Media, and welcome to the second episode of the Something Strange podcast. With me today is Derailed, the special friend from last episode.
Hello, I am a human being.
Wow. Next we got.
Wow, but I did
Boy, I
not.
got you an alien.
Next we got Robert from Robert's Workshop, or Rob for short.
I will his stroke.
Okay. Next is Lyric.
Proud owner of the ARTC Railroad Company.
Next we got the Creeper's Good, also known as Shelly.
Right, keep it together.
I do stuff.
Ray, come on.
Apparently.
Come on.
And lastly, we have the industrial switcher, the curbster, or Plush.
I'm Cleveland from South Carolina.
I'm gonna do bad things to you.
No.
Whoa, guys, we can't be saying death threats in the podcast. Okay, we have to keep
that's not good,
we-
guys.
we have to keep it PG-13. All right.
Look,
I'm sorry, I refrain. Plus, I will lightly tap you.
Okay, mister.
All right. Now, we have gathered here today to talk about our favorite Thomas Tankerton films, and if we have time, we'll talk about our least favorites too. This is definitely going to be a podcast of opinions, and if you don't agree with the opinions,
Womp womp.
say that
Okay,
because
okay,
this is the
okay.
internet,
That's
and this is.
bad.
I'm not going to say the line because this is the internet, and y'all should have common sense. Okay, people have opinions.
Exactly.
Deal with it. Now then, who would like to start us off?
I would like to start us off. Thank you. I'm gonna do I actually figured out what my favorite one was. I forgot about it for a while. Tale of the Brave. Look.
Oh my gosh, I am.
Yeah, that's brave.
Yay.
So many memories back for you. Alright, so basically, I love that. I love it. I love Tale of the Brave so much. I love Tom. I especially love fucking Percy's arc, dude. That was great. James was a dickhead, and I love him. Thomas was just there, but he's fine. Yeah, and I don't know. It's like the music. It's so good. It's better than Journey Beyond Sodor, and it's like, it's just, it's really good. It's all fuck. How do I say this? It's like, I can't even put words to describe it. It does sorta kinda have its faults though. Like why Reg barely gets any screen time, and like James is a little bit of a dick than he should be, but otherwise the movie is great. I love how Thomas and Percy's relationship is put in jeopardy, because like you'd expect them to be friends forever, but no. It's actually you actually kind of feel bad for Percy, because Thomas doesn't really believe him, and that's kind of poo poo. Also, the scrap monster are perfect. It's a perfect side thing. I love it, and I especially love Gator, dude. His design is so cool. The flashback scene of him like getting over his fear of heights, masterpiece. And like the intro scene, the music, the visuals, everything about it is just mwah. And like I especially love Bill and Ben. They're my little goobers, and I love their silly little goober antics. Oh.
All right. There we go. There we go, everybody. That right there. That was Plush's favorite Thomas movie. So, how do we all feel about Tale of the Brave?
Like, I have not seen it in a good couple of years. However, it is. I agree that it's pretty good. Like, genuinely, like I think it's a good piece of media that should be recommended.
Okay,
That sounded so happy.
okay, I'm just gonna go ahead.
You like Tale the Brave.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this right now. Total Brave is an okay-ish movie. Even though I haven't seen the movie like forever, I just don't really like some plot points here and there. Like for instance, how the frick did James's scrap load to scare Percy not tip over in motion?
He's just like that.
Okay, like no offense. I feel like that's thinking a bit too deeply about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a talking choo-choo show. Come on.
Yeah.
James just has that, bro. He has that swag.
They deliver
has
giant
that
balloons on
fucking
flatbeds.
All right.
He learned from Thomas.
Time for my opinion here. All right. I don't know how much of a hot take this is gonna be. I don't care. Aside from Bubba, this is in my opinion the worst film of the 2010 of the like Brenner era Thomas films.
Dude, if my brother was in the room right now, he'd kill you.
Cool. Womp womp. Anyways. Alright, I don't like it for a couple reasons. But I'm mainly gonna use the fact of I do not like cocky CGI James.
That's
I think
fair.
they overuse it. It is just one main characteristic in CGI. Thomas has to be the cheeky one because it's in the roll call. Henry, for some reason, they turned into a scared child. And James they made into this thing that isn't even him. This is not James, bro. I feel like James has at least some brain cells. I will admit, some things in this film I do like. Bill and Ben are done well, and the cranky scene I adore. But like that, I don't think that one scene can save my opinion to the film. I also just don't like. I don't really enjoy Thomas here, as he feels a bit like Day of the Diesel's Thomas in a way.
That's fair. I can see that.
Wait. Go into detail about that. What do you mean?
As in, like, he doesn't help Percy in his time of, and he doesn't, like, I don't know. The best way I can describe it is, like, Thomas and Percy are not friend, buddy, pal, chum, as they're depicted in quite literally everything else.
They're not portrayed as
gay! Okay. Here's the thing, though. Thomas not having Percy's back is perfectly reasonable in this scenario because there's okay. Thomas not having Percy's back at the sheds is perfectly reasonable because he's done like the. Obviously, I can't say research because he's a fucking train, so I'm just gonna go with detective work. He's done the detective work to back up the fact. He's done the detective work to back up the fact that there's just no monster. So he'd quite literally be lying to Percy. And why would he do that? Remember, in the season 12 episode Best Friends, he learned not to lie to his best friend anymore.
Oh my god!
So he can't do that. He can't keep secrets from him.
I get it, you jack off for season 12, but season 12 is objectively not canon to the rest of the Thomas the Tank.
Okay.
Plus, okay, let me say this. Plus, Ray, season 12 is fucking lit. I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, no.
You're right. Season 12 is ass, but I still like it. Okay, let me have an opinion. Goddamn.
I'm kidding. Okay, I'll let you.
Yeah, you can have your opinion, mister. It's okay.
God bless these.
Alright, well, I think everyone has said their piece on Tale the Brave, except for Shelly. So, Shelly, if you'd like to quickly say something before we go on to the next person.
Yeah, I was patiently waiting for everyone to get done with their opinion. I just want to say I'm neutral to this film. The only memory I have of it is, like, getting it as a birthday present in the form of a DVD back in, like, 2019, I think. I don't know. But I haven't seen this movie in a long while.
You should watch it, like, right now.
Hail of the Brave is my second favorite Thomas movie.
Get up! I'm kidding.
What's your first?
So I'm just neutral
That's
on
for
it.
later.
It's me. I can see the
That's
appeal.
boring.
All right. Well, all right. Who would like to go next?
I would like to.
Alright.
All right, Rob, please speak your shit.
I would like to say the movie that I think is like okay, not the greatest, but okay.
But you have to say your favorite.
I like this movie. That's
It's in the title.
You have to say your favorite. It's in the title of the podcast.
Rob,
That's
please.
the law.
Please
Alright,
say
fine.
favorite.
My favorite movie is Magic
The
Girl.
law is
Boom.
the law.
Oh,
Lie
no.
to the audience.
No. No.
Fine. I like the movie. All right, I think it's cool.
No,
It's
no,
not
no,
my
no, no.
favorite.
Hold up. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Yeah, let him cook. Let him cook.
Hey, people say it's their favorite movie, so if I say it's my favorite movie, then I'll be doing what the title. Wait, the first argument.
Okay, let's let him cook. Let cook.
All right, look. If I say that it's my favorite movie, even though it's not, I'm technically doing what the title says, even though I'm.
Okay, bro. Alright, bro.
So what actually is your favorite movie then?
No.
I don't know. All right, it's
Rob,
Wait.
you had 3 days. You had
Okay.
3
How
days.
about this? I'll go in
Cool.
first, okay?
Fine, go.
Alright. I was gonna say The Adventure Begins, but I can't think of a good way to say that without sounding like I'm glazing it.
Yeah.
So
Good.
I'm... Yeah, okay, Solar Production Goon, I see you.
Guys,
Shut the hell up right now. Shut your goddamn
Bro,
mouth.
ejaculates whenever he uploads a new video.
Anyways. Alright, okay. Honestly, my favorite would probably have to be The Great Race.
Get up.
Okay, you know
No.
what? Actually,
No,
let him
I
cook.
like
This
it.
seems like a valid
I
opinion.
like it. Okay, listen. I genuinely think, listen. The international characters were a good concept. And I genuinely think, in terms of this film, they were used pretty well. I do think they could have been used a bit more, but like, were they used to an extent where I think they're alright? Yes. I think genuinely they're fine in being exclusive just to the challenges that they're in. I think that all of them, like Frida, Ashima, we'll talk about Ashima later, Vinny, Raul, Ivan, all those other ones, I think all of them are used to the point where they need to. I like the bit where Philip and Vinny have the constant. I love in the background of the scene of Emily and Thomas and Percy having the discussion about the Shine Challenge. You can see Philip being chased by Vinny in the background. That is the most goofiest thing ever. I love how they're able to use the international engine in this movie. I love it all. And honestly, I think the best part of this film, and this is the part where I'm gonna sound like a glazer, but I don't care, is Gordon. Gordon is the best part of this movie. I love him in this film. This is the most Gordon attention he ever gets in CGI. It's like Edward in The Adventure Begins. Like I love the Gordon stuff. I love Scotsman. I love Shooting Star. This should have been a Gordon movie. Oh my gosh.
I really like. I wish the movie was just about Gordon. Honestly,
Same, bro. I
it
would
would
have.
have made the movie miles better than I would. Personally, I like the concept of everybody wanting to go to the railway show and Thomas getting covered in paint, blah blah blah. But it's not it. Thomas and Ashima feels like it just feels weird. It just feels weird to me, and also like sort of. And also, I don't really like. Me personally, I don't really like the international engines. I feel like most of them were there just so they could sell toys. I'm sorry. I just feel that's a basic opinion, but I just don't.
Yeah, I will say this. let me think. I think Flying Scotsman was really well handled. I genuinely
Absolutely.
think they should have used him more after this.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like
Yeah, like we
no,
could have.
because like you could like dude disappears for like an entire season, and also like and I think he appears in like the opening bit for JBS.
Yeah,
But by that I mean like he appears
yeah,
in the bit. Yeah, like
he's at
he appears,
Vickerstown,
yeah,
and then he's opening a blubber.
he's like talking about Vickerstown, but then when like Henry shows up, then he isn't there. But like basically, and then he appears in Boba, and yeah. Um, I
Right.
definitely think if this was a Gordon thing, then there would have been maybe a bit more with him.
Yeah.
I also like all the challenges they do. I think all these are realistic for them being like trains.
Yeah.
I love the race. The race is one of the best parts. I love all the Gordon stuff. I know I said this before, but kill me.
No. But
Bro.
I.
Sorry.
Sorry. I would I like to start. I do agree that the movie should have been mostly about racing, even if it's like Thomas or Gordon. Like I preferably Gordon, but like if it was just about like even if Thomas was the main character, like if the movie was still mostly about racing, Thomas like big edgy racing and then small engine racing, I would have been okay with that because it would have made sense for the title because like if the movie was renamed to like the Great Railway Show, then that would have made more sense. I think it would have made more sense. And also, like I said, like Derailed said, I'm okay with the national engines. Yes, they were made for toys, but like I think that was just that's okay, all right. Hit Arrow was just a big. Hit Arrow is of course like like a big toy, big toy advertisement. We can all agree on that, right? Like
Yeah.
To an extent.
yeah, to an extent, but yeah. I'm not against them doing that because, like, as a Transformers fan, I'm very used to them just, I'm
You
getting.
love toys, don't you, Rob?
So, again, I haven't been a real Transformers fan, but I do know of how, Transformers is just toys first,
Yeah,
admittedly.
of course.
Yeah.
Two more things I will state before I'm done talking about this film. I like the songs. I think this film had the best songs out of all of them.
Yes,
And
definitely.
also the promotional stuff was fire. Anyways, I'm done.
Yeah. I'll say one more thing. I think there was kind of a missed opportunity to bring in, like, have, like, a little section. Like, yes, it would have ate up more screen time, but, it could have been, like, a background thing. So basically, rally galas, like...
Yeah, like Harrier Gals.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's like, they kind of do that, except with, like, smaller, like, gauges. Like, so, like, they bring some of the Skarloey engines, some of the... Well, pretty much all the Arslan engines, because, there's, like, 3 of them. And then basically, in like either as like a little scene or in the background, they could have like a railway gala, and maybe, just maybe, they could have like reskinned like Skarloey and one of the miniature engines as like gorilla counterparts, and that would have been cool. And they could have done that, and they're able to sell more toys without having to make a new mold because they could just simply repaint the toys they have. So both as a business standpoint, as like and also a fan standpoint, it could have won. But I can see why they didn't do it because A, budget, and also B, no time. So if I would see why if they had the idea, they would probably take it out because that would cost time, money, and effort that they didn't have a little bit. I mean, they did, but like they already put it into just all the other stuff. So yeah, if they had it in the movie, that actually would have been cool. So that doesn't make or break. I just thought it would be a cool concept. Okay, I'm done.
Right. Well, me personally, I think The Great Race is a good movie, but like, it's got a lot of problems. So obviously, let's quickly go over some positives. Emphasis on some, so I'm not going over all of them. The movie looks good. The songs are fire. And Ashima's character is pretty good. She's like one of few good international characters in this show. In terms of negatives, Thomas is a bit of a bitch in this movie, and I really don't like that.
He's also that in Lost Treasure, so I could. Angeles.
Yep, definitely 100%. It's fucking there's the fuck. I forgot what I was gonna say. Wait. So he. Okay, right. Fuck no! I fucking forgot. Derailed. You made me forget what I was gonna say. Fuck you.
Get right.
Fuck you, Derailed. Fuck
Laughter at it.
you.
Alright, let's do it right now.
Laughter at it.
What?
No. The fucking Okay. Thomas is whiny. The. Actually, I'm about to say something controversial. I'm okay with the bridge jump.
I kind of
It's
think
not bad. It's not that
it's
bad.
not bad. Honestly, the more you think about it, it's like, yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's like unrealistic, but come on, it's CJ.
What
Okay.
was the good thing that came from that?
Okay,
Like,
Ray.
I get Thomas is supposed to be somewhat realistic, but yeah, no, it's still. I give it this. It's still not as bad as the other unrealistic stuff that happened in the franchise.
Okay,
You know, in
Ray.
CGI. Bubba.
Ray. Here's a more controversial opinion for you. Thomas, the Great Race is just simply a High School Musical ripoff. Prove me wrong.
Oh, he's cooking. He's kind of cooking
The fuck?
a little bit.
Explain
Also,
yourself.
Every song number is catchy.
Okay.
What is also
Okay,
catchy?
What does that have to do? What does that have to do with that?
Dude, so are the Journey Beyond songs, and so are the Boba songs from some extent.
Okay,
Would that
here's
make
this. Okay.
if you think that all the songs from Calling All Engines were peak fiction, do you think it would be a High School Musical about races?
All right, you see. Here's the thing, Lyric. The songs in High School Musical are shit, so I don't get what you want about.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We're all in this together.
Shut the hell up, Plush.
No.
Loving his background.
Okay, wait. I remember what my second point was. They turned Dream On into a movie and then just put a racing and international gimmick.
Yeah,
Dude,
I like Vinny though.
Vinny's cool. Yeah, Vinny's cool. I like him. I find it funny that he's like American, but like canonically Canadian. But I think it kind of makes it funny if you look at it. It's like a guy that's trying to be like American, so he looks cool, but like he's Canadian.
It's literally me. It's literally me.
You're fake.
Wait.
You're not a real American. You're Canadian.
you Canadian. You're hardened Canadian.
For hours.
You're no longer Sigma. Get him off the table.
All right, guys. I've just realized we probably spent way too much time talking about the Great Race.
I mean, I have a really good movie in mind. However, it's not gonna be any of the Thomas movie you're thinking of. Okay?
Listen, man, as long as it's one of the 14 Thomas movies, and I guess All Engines Go if you want to count that, then you can say it.
Oh no,
She's
it's not even.
No.
It's none
all
of
really
those. It's none of those. It's 10 years of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Get your goofy out of here. That's a
That's
DVD
just
compilation.
That's
That's a DVD compilation, Lyric. That's a DVD compilation.
Okay, right?
Get your goofy out of here. Lyric, copyright.
Yo, the hell's
We're gonna
so
get
bad?
striked. We're gonna get a copyright strike. Turn it off.
You're gonna
Turn it off.
Lyric, no, we're gonna get sued.
Turn it off.
Someone's gonna beat up.
We're gonna get a copyright strike, Lyric.
We're gonna bring it to our headquarters and take everyone for hostage.
Lyric, we're gonna get raped by Mattel. Turn it off.
Mattel.
Lyric, can you explain why this is a favorite quote unquote movie for you? If we have your reasoning, we might consider.
Well, first off, there's Strasbourg Railroad, which
That's not.
That's not a reason. Well, kind of.
Let him explain.
first off it shows like the actually good like plastic face of Strasbourg Thomas, and then the episodes going along with it are also really good.
That's fair. In my opinion, the face kind of looks kind of, well, creepy. But
What?
yeah, I see where you're coming from.
All right.
It's when
I mean,
Okay. Listen, I will admit it's a good DVD, but
not
that
a
is
good
not
movie.
a movie. That is not a movie, Lyric. Come on.
well, I mean,
No.
technically speaking, every DVD that's out there is technically speaking a movie.
I think just to see this. I don't really want to get into an argument here, so I think
Unmute.
out of the 14 main Thomas movies, Lyric, which one do you like the most? That's what we're talking about here.
To be honest with you, I think all of them have either ups and downs about the movie. But personally, I don't really like any of those type of movies.
So you don't like any of them then?
No, I don't like them by heart. I like them as a movie, just plain and simple. They're there to be watched.
Which one do you like as a movie? Out of all of them, like as a movie.
Probably Calling All Engines probably be the most one.
Okay, why calling all engine?
Okay, why? Explain.
Okay, well, first off, let's see here. We get the return of Diesel 10 after Magic Railroad. We get Lady in a Dream sequence after both Diesel 10 and Lady were never seen ever again since Magic Railroad. Let's see here. We get a good location called Sodor Airport.
Soda Airport, where fucking nothing happens.
I mean, he's not wrong.
We literally died before the CGI series. I think you can probably see why I said that.
He's not entirely wrong in his statement here. I will not lie.
You know why? Because
It's a fair enough location to add. It makes sense.
yeah, it
Makes
sucks. It
sense
wasn't
that
seen
it would
again.
have to-
Yeah, it would make sense. It sort of has an airport because no island. You know, if that bridge goes out, then we're all kind of fucked. Like the last time we were showing that damn Winter Railway set. So like, kind of fumbled.
Another thing I will like. This is not a sign of me liking the movie. It's more so less that every learning segment is kind of bad. This is like every learning segment you get to, it's Thomas needs to find a way to get the steel delivered. Should he go over a giant hill? Should he go around sharp bends? Or should he take a very long track that's very smooth? That's my issue with it.
I think everyone can agree on that. It's like they're just so like, dog. I'm trying to watch a movie. I'm not trying to get educated in the worst way possible. Like I see the track. Thomas can go on that track. But you want me to shove this Erdl on my butt? Yeah, fuck you.
Which cargo should Thomas give Diesel? Bananas, bricks,
or a bomb,
or stone?
Should he give Diesel like a very explosive bomb or actually something useful? Oh no, you choose the wrong thing. Everyone's dead. Screw you.
No, because the story plot of it was that Tim Shanks got knocked down, and they added Emily to the roster. In which another thing, Emily is also technically speaking a decent character for the franchise. I'm not saying it's a good, but I'm not saying it's a bad character either.
I mean, I'll give her this. Her characterization is like unique because like, look, I like the season 7 characterization versus kind of bland. It's like like admittedly it's kind of annoying some places, but yeah, I think it's kind of better than her season 7.
Like the three strike formula.
No, I'm talking about in terms of personality. She had like something.
Okay.
All right. Is that it?
That helped so fast.
Is that it for calling all engines?
I'm assuming so, because no one else seems to really have an opinion on either.
I mean,
this.
I'm gonna say that the songs are peak though. Do you agree, Lyric? Do you think the songs are actually pretty good?
I think they're mediocre. Like most.
Fun.
Buddy.
Yeah. Wait a second. You don't fuck with no. Trying to do things better. No busy.
In all honesty, the songs are just mediocre.
Dude.
Motherfucker, you got no swag. I'm talking.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
No offense here, but when I only heard movies, I'm like, oh boy, I can't wait to talk to you guys about railway journeys and whatnot. No, it has to be Thomas movies.
Dude, yeah. Okay. Lyric, real quick. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Did you ever take a look at the name of the chat?
No.
Why did Plush leave?
Probably 'cause
think
he had to go. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I was gonna say I had to go or something.
Bye, Plush.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, this
All right.
this podcast is a derailment.
Well, all right. I'll.
Lyric, you're older than me,
Hold
but
on.
even I have to say you gotta learn. You gotta learn to read.
Okay, Shelly
Oh.
or Ray?
Okay, yeah. I'll just. I guess I'll say my opinion on calling all engines, and then I'll say my thing. Okay. Calling all engines is decent. It would greatly benefit from not having learning segments, and the songs are peak. Honestly, the learning segments are kind of the learning segments are kind of the only bad thing about it. Really, I quite enjoy the Hit Era's writing style.
Yeah, as some
Agreed.
I understand calling all engines is more associated towards season 9,
Yeah,
but
it's more in the middle.
yeah, but honestly, as someone who likes season 8 and calling all engines, it's fun. It's fun. It really it's chill. It's a vibe.
Okay, hold on.
I think it's good. I think it's good without the learning segments. It
Yeah, of
does
course.
drag a little bit, but like when it picks up, damn, it picks up. Like the storm scene, like fight
Bro,
scene. When it picks up, it picks
Bro,
up.
they should have kept the windmill scene, bro. That would have had.
That would have been peak
Fine.
fiction, but it was
How'd you feel shit?
Okay, wait,
That-
hold on.
The impact of the windmill was amazing. It would have been amazing.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. I
We
wanna
would have traumatized so many 8-year-olds with that.
Wait, hold on.
The Hit Era crew all the way to traumatize like
That
5-year-olds for
made
no
my
reason.
throat go like inward from my throat. Like, okay,
Okay,
It would have showed that the Decepticons are canon because it looks like the island got fucked up by them.
okay.
hold
Guys, we're getting off topic.
Wait, hold on. I want to mention one more thing. The end of Calling All Engines basically made it feel like it was an end to the series, or well, the model series at least.
No.
I mean, unironically, it would make like a better ending than like season 12.
No, I don't see it. I don't see it. You know what I see it as? I see it as a rebirth. I feel like, you know what I feel like? I feel like Calling All Engines should have been the start of the Hit Era.
No.
Wait a second. You
Is it-
sound like another. I'm kidding.
Is it bad?
Something.
Is it bad? I actually kind of agree with you.
Yeah, no, you're right. That probably.
I actually kind of agree. Not gonna lie.
Because-
you know what? You're cooking. You're spitting.
The more I think about that, the more that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you know, it shows you Emily's relationship with Thomas, and Thomas is the main character. It ends with Emily becoming a part of the Steam team and the extra birth being added. And then season 8 could have had Emily at Tin Sheds the whole time, and there you go. Then season 8 would have felt like a good continuation of Calling All Engines. The only thing is, obviously, there would still be the Diesel retcon, but it was a status quo show at that time, so.
Yeah. The only episode I think that would inconvenience is Emily's adventure, because that episode actually sets up the fact that Emily chills at Knapford Sheds during season 8.
It shows that it shows that no one loves her.
Okay, so before
Alright.
we end off on the conversation of Calling All Engines, I do want to say that I have a lot of nostalgia towards it, and I remember watching it a lot. It's pretty. It's good. I will say.
I have 3 DVDs of Calling All Engines. One of them is broken, which was my childhood copy.
3.
I have 3 copies. I have 3 copies. That should not. That is more than anyone should own. I have like a box DVD and another box DVD, and the one individual copy I have is the broken one, bro. It's like shattered, bro. It's like face.
Pure credit.
Okay,
I
Rob.
have 2 copies of Hero of the Rails and 2 copies of Thomas on the Magic Railroad.
Okay, Rob. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I had about 3 copies of Thomas and the Magic Railroad.
Yeah, but it's like Thomas and the Magic Railroad. I can kind of see the vibe. I can kind of see the appeal.
No, right. I had 3 copies of Thomas's Trusty Friend.
Thomas's trusty friend. I can kind of see a little bit, just a little bit.
I got them a lot.
Guys, getting off topic again. Now then, time for my favorite movie.
And then
Now, if you know Ray from FNAR Studios,
Dang, I can.
then you know exactly where this is gonna go. My favorite Thomas movie is the only correct answer, that being Thomas and Friends: The Great Discovery. Oh yeah! This
Dude, you
is
put on your
peak
face,
right
man. You're
here.
risking
Okay,
you risk getting docked just to show off peak. I respect that.
I'm about to ruin this man's whole career.
All right, y'all. Let me give you the reasons why The Great Discovery is peak. Here we go. Firstly, this movie is called The Great Discovery, and that's a pretty baller name if I do say so myself. That implies, because when you go to Walmart and you discover this movie for the first time, you truly made a great discovery.
What the fuck are you talking about? Oh wait, no, I think about what he's talking about.
All right. So after you make a great discovery by finding the great discovery, you go to your home and you put the DVD in your PlayStation 4 and you start watching those previews. What previews do you see? You see Little Tykes TV show preview trailer. The Little Tykes TV show, dude. That shit goes hard. All right. So after you watch that preview, you know what else you get? You got my boy Bob the Builder. All my homies love Bob the Builder. Okay. Automatic W right there for Bob the Builder. But then after the Bob the Builder advertisement, you get the ad for God's gift to mankind, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary brethren. The thrills, the action, the suspense of all new Thomas at Action Canyon. Just like in the Great Discovery DVD, you'll burst through waterfalls and bust down bridges. Action Canyon with all new heights and daredevil drops. New Thomas Action Canyon comes everything you see here. Battery included. Sold separately. All right. After that, you get yourself the slogan, and you hear the beautiful, beautiful voice of Pierce motherfucking Brosnan. Thomas and Friends, baking tracks to great destinations. And you cream your pants when you hear that shit. Alright. So next. After you watch the intro and you know the Welcome to the Island of Sodor segment, which I actually really like. I don't get why people hate it so much. You get to the opening scene where Pierce Brosnan tells you that Sodor Day was coming to the island of Sodor, and that Thomas and James were very excited. You see, there'll be picnics all over the island. Is that unrealistic? Yes, but you know what it is? Fun. It is very fun, and I love fun. Thomas edges him, motherfucker, and he takes that win. He takes that win. All right. Duncan tricks him. He goes to the bridge, and you know that bridge. It had the thrills. It had the suspense. It's the good shit. You know what I mean? It was a beautiful bridge crash. That bridge crash was amazing. That shit's satisfying. That makes me cream my pants every Thursday night. Now a lot of people say that Stanley is a bland character who has no personality, but they don't understand. Stanley is a naive boy, all right? Stanley's personality is that he's a fucking idiot and doesn't understand context clues. You know, my headcanon, Stanley has autism. That's my headcanon. He does jobs. Thomas gets jealous of him because Stanley's just so cool. And then Thomas gets big mad at nighttime. So Thomas goes and he does when the Twin Towers fall. And everyone gets mad at Thomas for being a terrorist. That's the best part of this movie because it's so relatable. He falls in the mine and we get another roller coaster scene. That scene right there actually peaked. The music that's playing. Then it's the morning, okay? It's the morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. And everyone comes to Ray Waterton and they're like, oh, hey, you know that song for no reason. It's slow because it's the slow point of the story. Thomas could be fucking dead. He could drown any second now. But everyone hates on that song because it's too slow. So afterwards, everyone continues looking for who the hell just quacked at me. All right. As I was saying, everyone continues looking for Thomas. And Stanley goes to the Hidden Hills. It's a little weird that he would know where the Hidden Hills is when he's only been on Soda for like 2 days, but nobody cares. Doesn't matter. So, Thomas bursts through the waterfall in the final set piece from Action Canyon. It's beautiful. How could you not love watching someone burst through a waterfall? So afterwards he falls to the other side. Boy Stanley pulls up to the crib like, yo, what's good, Tommy the Tank? I'm here to rescue you, my boy. And it's beautiful. They're finally getting along. Thomas is finally not holding a grudge against Stanley. They can finally be good friends, and Stanley saves the day. But you know, as I said earlier, Stanley has autism, so he didn't know that he wasn't strong enough to pull Thomas with a firebox full of water out back onto the rails without damaging himself. So his safety valve went kerpoof. Naturally, my homie Thomas the Tank Engine saves the day, and he brings Stanley back to Great Waterton. And once we get to Great Waterton, that's where shit gets real, man. The narrator's controller, he beamed with pride. Terrence told Harvey, and Harvey told Trevor. Thomas is home, he's back forever. Bill told Ben, and Ben told Molly. They whistled and tooted, they felt so jolly. All of the diesels gathered in the sightings. They couldn't believe such wonderful tidings. Percy told Gordon and Toby and James. My best friend is found, Percy proudly exclaimed. Arthur told Emily along the coast track. Have you heard the news? Thomas is back. Miss Jenny told Jack, and Jack told his team. Hooray and hurrah, they shouted and screamed. Harold touched down, found Bertie the bus. Bertie hooted and tooted, and made such a fuss. Bertie told Lady Hat, who whooped and waved. Lady Hat told her husband, Snowdall, it's saved. Thomas is home, cried frankly aloud. The cheers and cheering were marvelous sound. As her proclaimed very grandly, Stanley saved Thomas, and Thomas saved Stanley. And you can't tell me that sequence doesn't just make your heart bubble. Like, come on. That is pure happiness right there.
I like that scene even because Diesel Ted himself is there.
After this entire movie of Thomas hating him, Thomas and Stanley just getting along, being good friends. It's beautiful. It's like Toy Story, but it's trains, so it's 10 times better. So, then and afterwards, we get to Sodor Day. And everyone's super happy because it's Sodor Day. It's Sodor's birthday. Stanley comes in with Annie and Clarabelle, and Thomas isn't mad that he's pulling them. The Black Mayor comes to announce the opening of Great Waterton along with
Get
Tom and his
out.
wife. And then the announcement happens, and Jeremy sprays his period blood all over the ceremony. Everyone is super happy, super excited. And you see,
You're right.
Thomas smiled, for he had wanted to be the leader of the track. But we're all leaders of the track. Then we get the roll call, which had the plot twist of the century when Stanley was in it. And we get the best Thomas song of all time. Anything with Thomas, you're the leader in it is peak. So there's just another reason why The Great Discovery is so good. It's got, so in total, it's got great writing. I didn't bring this up, but it's got great visuals. All my homies love season 11. You know, the characters are amazing. The songs are peak, and it has Thomas, you're the leader. So there you go. Now, who would like to argue that I'm wrong?
What
Hold on.
the fuck?
Not me, because
I'm not.
right,
I
you're
just wanted
right.
to say that after that goddamn roller coaster of an emotional trip. Good God. But yeah, I do agree it's really good. So, damn. Holy shit.
Well,
Honestly, I was about to say, or not about to say. But this movie was one of the other ones that I was going to talk about. But alas, I cannot talk about it now. But I do have a backup in mind. So this is one of my favorite movies, and it's just really good.
What is it?
Lyric, I believe when I started, you said you were gonna quote end this man's whole career. So what you got, Chicken Butt? What you got?
I was gonna say that first off, I find the narrator's voice to be absolutely annoying and hard to watch this movie. Now I'm not gonna diss on the merchandise with the songs because the songs are good and the merchandise is good as well. I just don't like the idea of Stanley being one of the plot focuses because it felt like they were trying to write him in as a new character for the series and then did absolutely nothing with him.
I think that was the point.
Yeah, Stanley was not a character in The Great Discovery. He was a plot device. Also, you can't blame what happened to Stanley after the movie on The Great Discovery. That's not very cool. That's like blaming season 10 for season 11's yellow filter, even though the yellow filter is peak.
I'm not saying he's a bad character. I'm just saying it just kind of made him serve no purpose.
Nah, he served a purpose in the movie he originated in, so I'd say he did actually serve a purpose, and he served his purpose well.
But yeah, no, I found the narrator to be absolutely annoying though.
How is Pierce Brosnan annoying? He's Pierce Brosnan.
I don't like his narration.
Why not?
Can
Can you go into detail on why you don't like Pierce Brosnan?
I just don't like how he speaks the movie. It just feels too slow. Usually, whenever I watch a movie, I'm going to expect like the plot and everything to go at a normal pace. Whenever he speaks like very slowly.
I mean, I can kind of see where he's coming from.
Okay. I see your point, but at the same time, I don't.
Does anyone else have anything to say about The Great Discovery before I
Not
talk about
really.
Not really.
Nope.
Shelly, what is your favorite movie then?
Right.
Shelly, you've got the
Fair enough.
floor.
Alright, so I was going to talk about The Great Discovery because that is my favorite movie, but Rhea already did that, so I will talk about my other favorite movie. Blue Mountain Mystery.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's a good choice. I like that.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie too.
I've been on a Blue Mountain Mystery kick as of lately, and rewatching it again, everything is really good. For one thing, the narrow gauge engines have the floor this time, and that's just amazing to see. Because of course they would have their own little stuff going on the island that the standard gauge engines probably wouldn't know about, and
Yeah.
and Luke is great. I like Luke is wonderful. Yes.
I like Luke.
Everything is just wonderfully. The beginning scene with Rhaenyra's runaway to set up the tension and setting up that Paxton had to go to the steamworks, or not steamworks, the diesel works for repairs. Everything is set up just perfectly.
Yeah, I agree. I quite like how this is like the main film that the Narrow Gauge crew has.
And another thing I really appreciate, which isn't it would not well, this isn't really about the movie, but just the narrow gauge models in general. But I really love how they flew out to the Talfin Railway just to make the models as accurate as possible to their real life counterparts.
Except for Duncan, because he's not included.
With exception for Duncan, of course, because overhaul.
And then CJ Duncan.
Nobody here likes Duncan.
Nobody. Duncan's not cool.
You don't like him. You don't buy him with Thanksgiving. You know why? Because you don't like him.
Blue Mountain Mystery is mid.
Executed.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine, right?
I'm kidding.
All right. Ladies and gentle cars, this is why I think the great discovery. This is why I think Blue Mountain Mystery.
Yeah, you just went on this whole
why I
tangent
think-
about fucking great
this is
discovery.
why
of Ben
I'm
and
sorry.
I
I have a disease.
No.
All right. So I'll admit, Blue Mountain Mystery got a polar opening. All right. You got a crash. Paxton go bye. And then we see Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle, and that's cool. I like that they're talking to each other. I don't like Winston, at least in season 16 and Blue Mountain Mystery, because the joke of Topham being bad at driving him, it's kind of annoying. That's just my personal opinion.
Understandable. It's understandable. Winston doesn't really have a purpose in the movie. I will agree on that part.
Let's also take a moment to appreciate the fact that literally all he does is say hi to Thomas in that scene and look at Topham with a confused manner. Like, why the hell are you driving me so badly? I don't really like that. Anyways.
The first time it happens, it's funny, but every other time it's just, okay, we get it.
Yeah. So, Thomas goes, he sees Paxton, he says sorry, and he goes to work with the engines. That's cool, they're doing their work, they're being cool. The main thing I take issue with this movie is, Luke, actually, surprisingly. And also just Luke's backstory. Luke is alright. He's wholesome. I'll give him that. He's also just kind of annoying. At least when he thinks that he's gonna get scrapped, because he just ends up sounding like one of those. You guys know those people who you talk to and like their entire personality is feeling bad about themselves.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, he seems like what.
But
Like he acts like one of those people, and I don't really like that. That's not something that's enjoyable to watch. And then on top of that, you see the thing with the backstory is so fucking Luke quote unquote knocks Victor off the ship, right? And he thinks that he knocked Victor into the sea. And when we watch the flashback, it looks like that's what it's implying. But then we get to Victor's flashback later, and Victor wasn't even fully submerged in the water. Just like part of his back was. So he would have been easily visible to Luke when he was being lifted from the crane. Another thing is, why did they wait a whole day to take Victor out of the water? Like, what? Come on. That's stupid. You just got a brand new engine and you're gonna leave it in the water overnight? There's a crane right there. Anyways, I also, I know a lot of people say that the CGI series and the model series are two different timelines, but I think in the eyes of Mattel, at least, they're the same with just a few retcons. I don't like that I don't like that Thomas asking Cranky about the yellow engine implies that Cranky had been on Sodor for like a very long time when he was only introduced in season 5. Anyways,
I agree with that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't. Well, no. Okay. No, not the thing that I don't like it. I definitely agree that that's like a tad bit of a continuity issue.
all right, but so I think the things that I don't really like about the movie, it's mostly just Luke's character while he thinks he committed murder, and just the whole Victor Water situation. I just don't like it. That's about it. That's my opinion. I understand why people would like it. I do, however, think it's a bit overrated in the fandom. A lot of people just of a movie was tied for first place. Yeah.
That's understandable. The one thing I will say though with Victor in the Water is that I prefer that Percy takes the plunge, where they left him basically overnight. So, like, I guess in that scenario they didn't really have cranes nearby, and the ground would have been weak, so they.
Yeah, of course.
And it was that does make sense. So they had like 2 other cranes at the docks for Victor, so that does make sense. So yeah, I looking back, I do agree on that actually. Luke's case, it's hard to explain because he did genuinely think like he killed someone.
Yeah.
And he just did not get the context for the longest time. So I do see why he does. Goodness, I can't talk. Why he did the things he did. He hid away and all that.
Of course.
Alright,
Is
so
anyone
I
else
think that's all I have to say about it.
Okay. Well, we don't have everyone with us anymore, but I guess we'll be the opposite order. It would go Shelly, Lyric, Rob, Derailed, me. Okay, that's the outro order. Shelly, say your goodbye messages.
Alright, yes, hello, goodbye, yeah, don't subscribe to me, I rarely do things.
I'm gonna ask you to subscribe to you anyways.
Fair enough, whatever.
I just pressed the subscribe button. Happy 750 subscribers.
What? I am not at 750 subscribers, you are lying.
Go to your channel right now.
You are lying.
I feel like you are.
You are lying.
Go to your channel right now.
700! I don't do anything with this channel. My last upload was 2 years ago. What?
Happy subscriber count, Shelly.
Alright.
Thank you,
Lyric, would you like to do your goodbyes next?
Technically speaking, 10 years of Thomas
No,
the
wait,
Tank Engine
hey.
Good.
Derailed, would you like to say your goodbyes?
Yep. Goodbye, everybody. Watch Lone Years when it comes out.
Alright. And lastly, me. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of the Something Strange Media podcast.
Subscribe to Shelly's channel, by the way.
Yeah, subscribe to The Creeper is Good.
I
Derailed.
rarely upload things.
ARTC. FNAR Studios. Whatever the hell Curb's YouTube channel is. And Rob's Workshop. Also, be sure to stay tuned for other videos on the Something Strange Media channel and the affiliated channels with other Something Strange Media projects, such as STT on the Cross Digging Productions channel and some Sonic Pandemonium on the FNAR Studios channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. By the way, if you think that The Great Discovery is the worst Thomas movie, you deserve to